You know, in yoga, physical movements alone are unimportant. Yoga is an all-round development where we have to bring the body, the senses, organs of action, organs of perception, mind, intelligence, consciousness, and conscience. These are the various vehicles of this human system. In yoga, each and every part has to be made to activize, where the organs of action, normally the flesh, the fibers of the flesh, the spindles of the flesh, when we move, they are activized. Then we have to make the organs of action to balance exactly with the skin, which is the organ of perception. So with the combination of the body action and the organ of perception, a new light dawns. In that new light, intelligence develops to penetrate the body, because unless and until the human body, from the foot to the head, right to left, is known very well, the unknown cannot be approached. So all these yogic postures brings the intelligence to flow in the system like the river, as a single unit, where the river from the mountain to the sea is one. Here in these various postures, the nervous system, the circulatory system is made to become one with the intelligence, so that it is ever present as a single unit. And that is where the intelligence is brought to observe moment to moment, not only to be excited with movement, but also excited with action. Then the mind, the self, the body, they all unite together. As you're all having done yoga for several years, now I will give you something new points for you to carry on. First of all, when you stretch your feet, there is a tremendous action on the flesh. Spread your heels sideways, spread your sole sideways, then the entire foot, half should move backward, see extension, and half forward. Then feeling the flow evenly on the right and the left, outer edges the heel skin. So after that action from the body, which is known as a cognitive action, you have to cognize that action through the skin, whether the skin and the flesh are equal. Follow that up to your armpit. The cognitive action and cognitive feeling should synchronize. Then take a deep inhalation, jump out 4 to 5 centimeters apart, extending your fingers from the shoulder blades. Feel the cognitive action and cognitive action should synchronize. That is, physical action and perception should meet together. Then take the left foot in without turning the left knee in. Locking the left knee, turn the left foot in. Then with the left knee, right knee, turn the right foot up. Right knee also should revolve. Then feel your left leg mentally, whether that leg is straight or not, like TADASANA. You have to stamp the body weight on your left foot. Then without shaking, with an exhalation, watching your chest, the plank of your chest, left plank of the chest, without dropping it, you should face the ceiling and take the right hand down. Go down as much as you can. Those who can place the palm, they can, then after pressing your right palm, stretch your left knee more and more towards your groins. And extend the body backwards first, towards your left foot. Then stabilizing your left, stretch your spine towards your head. Open your front body. See that the front and the back body run parallel to each other. Turn your head up. So when you are turning the head, do not lose the contact of the armpit of the right hand. Stretch there also. Then reflect the right leg and the left leg. Probably you may be stretching the right leg more than the left. So stretch your left leg like the right. Then you have to contemplate from the bottom of the foot to the head, and from the right arm to your left arm, so that each part of your body is a single unit. Inhale, come up. Now take the right foot with the right knee inwards. Then turn the right knee out. Right knee only out. Take the left foot with the left knee completely revolving. Then stamp your right outer edge of the foot on the floor so that you are doing perfect Tadasana on your right leg. The entire plate of your right heel should be touching the floor. Outer edge of the right foot, heel should be on the floor. Then extending your left leg muscle towards your right, take the hand down. Extend your arm. There should be a tremendous leg extension of two types. Leg vertically moving, extending upwards, arm extending downwards. Then take the arms down if you can, left arm. Then pressing your thumb, they stretch the back body. Cognitive feeling should be felt. Action, perception, they should meet together. And extend the flesh, because the flesh is like the two wings of a bird between the two bone, between the bone. So stretch your arm in such a way that the wings which are like flesh are equal on both these sides from the bone. Then look up, open your chest and stamp your right foot firmly. Extend your left leg from the back to the knee up to the hip. Then the entire body should turn. Turn your mind. When you are turning the body, the mind also should turn. Your intelligence also should follow the mind. Inhale, come up. Now take the foot in. Extend your arms. Feel the perfect Tadasana. In your leg, both legs are apart. Exert the feet together. And stand in such a way that the body weight is felt not only on the soles but also on the heels, so that you are exactly perpendicular to the floor, balancing the weight between the two edges of the arch, neither forward nor backward. Then draw a line from the back on chest leg and then adjust yourself connectively to the skin. Take a deep inhalation, jump about 4.5 feet apart. Then the skin and the flesh should run parallel in the art of stretching the leg. Cognitive action synchronizing. Take the left foot in without turning the kneecap. Then turn the right foot out with your kneecap. See that the top leg is parallel to the lower leg of the right. Extend your arms without losing the attention at the back of the skin, keeping your left leg firm. Then with an exhalation, as you take your right hand, though the left leg is firm, move the right leg skin towards the outer edge of the left leg. Come on. Creating room for the left in the left leg for the right to extend. Take the palms on the floor. Then pressing your palms, descending your thumb, extend from the wrist upwards the body, so that you get a grip not only from the legs, also from the hand, right hand. Then pressing your hand, make your right elbow concave, and then turn your head to the right back elbow joint. Extend your left arm so that the length of your right arm is equal to the length of your left arm. Then, holding your foot of the right big toe firmly on the floor, open your left leg still further, extend. As you extend the leg, you have to extend your back ribs. Look up, then reflect the right and the left leg, then connect each and every points of your body as a single unit, so that your consciousness, your mind, your organs of perception and action are all synchronized as a single unit. Look up. Normal breathing. Then inhale, come up. Now take the right foot in with the right knee in. Then turn the right knee out again after turning in. Then with the left foot, turn the whole top leg. The top leg should run parallel to the bottom leg of the left. Extend your right hand. As you are looking on the left side, you should never forget on the right side. Now open your chest, the plank of the chest broad. Then with an exhalation, go down. After placing the palms on the floor, press the thumb and then extend from the left arm towards the right as a single thread. Then hold your right foot firmly on the floor. Turn your left waist towards the right from the back to the front. As you turn the head, you have to turn the chest, you have to turn the waist, you have to turn the right top leg from inside out. Then look up, then connect from the head to the foot as a single unit. As I said before, the body, the mind, the organs of perception, all attentively observing and adjusting. Normal breathing, stay. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Do Tadasana perfectly, extending the hands equally. Exhale, foot back. Normal breathing. Again. Now the second pose called UTTHITA PARSVAKONASANA, where we bend on the side we do the knee, keeping it right angles, square, and then we do the pose. Take a knee, normal breathing always when you start with. Then stretch, feel the weight on the heel. Divide the arch into two parts, half the arch stretching towards the heel and half the arch stretching towards the sole, so that it is exactly on the middle of the feet, neither forward nor backward. Then take a deep inhalation, jump about 5 feet apart. Extend your arms. When you extend your arms, even the side ribs should open out. Don't stretch the hands with the collapsed ribs. Extend the side ribs. Take the left foot in, the left knee calf, firmly grip. Take the right foot out. When you turn the right foot, the inner side of the leg should be exactly in line, turning towards the foot. Neither inside nor outside, but in line to the foot. Then with an exhalation, without losing the grip of your left foot, Tadasana, bend your right leg. Don't move the chest forward. Don't move the chest forward. Just bend your knee. Go to the square so that the flesh rests on the skin of the bent leg. Then take the arm down, right arm. Keep the tip of the fingers on the floor. Then turn your stomach towards me. Then turn your upper arm, left arm, take it over the head. Now grip your quadricep muscles of the left leg. Then place the palm on the floor, bend your knee to form a right square and adjust your left foot to come a little nearer the right. Then extend the left leg backwards, left hand forward. Then without disturbing your arm, turn the chest to face your arm. Lock your left knee. See that the neck of the femur of the left do not move towards me forward. Keep it backward so that the bone touches the skin at the back, nearer the back skin, the left leg. Then drop your buttock bone slightly down the right, not the left. Then turn your plank of the chest, lower waist. Look up, normal breathing. Inhale, come up. Take the right foot in with the knee, then turn the kneecap out so that the diameter of the heel is maintained. Take the left foot out with the left leg. Even the top leg should revolve 90 degrees like the lower foot. With an exhalation, without oscillating your chest, exhale, bend your knee. Form a square, looking whether the square is formed or not. Then, with an exhalation, take the palms on the floor. Cup shape form. Left arm, right arm up. Then lift your foot of the left, extend the skin forward. So, then take the arm over the head, right arm. Place the palm on the floor, left. Then turn your lower plank of the waist towards me. Extend your right arm forward, right leg backward. Then connect your mind everywhere to each and every cell of your body. See that the horizontal stretch of the right side and the vertical stretch of the left synchronizes. Normal breathing. Keep the right neck of the femur backwards without disturbing the left leg. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Normal breathing. Exhale, feet together in Tadasana. After bending the leg, when you place the palm, this is the middle of the arch. So the distance on the middle of the arch towards the sole and towards the heel has to be measured. Suppose I bend more. Can you see what happened to the arch? Suppose I bend less. Do you know what happened to the middle of the arch? So the position changes. So you have to measure by stamping the heel, extending the toe, so that you bend the knee in such a way this becomes perpendicular. You have to observe always the calf muscle should run parallel to the shin bone. Suppose we do like this. Can you see it's a dead action? So you have to move back and then you have to turn in such a way that there is a weight here and there is a weight here. And this edge and this edge run parallel to each other. Then I place my palm. Then if you observe here, this the real guru, hidden intelligence is here. So this ligament of this and this should run, inner side and the outer side of the ligament of the bent knee should run parallel to each other. Then I take my hand up, so that there is no disturbance in that foot. Now suppose I do the wrong pose, what happened? Now I do the other way. Now what happened here? So even here also, when we bend, as we lie down on the bed, with comfort, the flesh should sleep on the bed of the skin comfortably, and that is the square. How it should be adjusted. Now I'll speak about the hind leg. Now, when we normally do that, we don't think of that big toe. We just crumble that foot and then we just go on doing. Can you see now? That's completely distorted foot. So I have to lift up, I have to adjust like a TADASANA so that the arch is open. And then I observe the height of the arch. We drop, I lift. Then in that lifting, I adjust. Now if you observe, this is the center of the quadricep muscle. This leg is facing the front wall. As that leg is facing the front wall, I have to observe the chest also, whether it can face in line to my leg. Then I take my hand. Now what we do, we just do this way. And then we go on stretching. So this is distension, this is ascension. So in order to follow the distension towards the ascension, with this finger, I go on turning. With the right hand, I go on turning. With the left hand, I'm go on turning. So that I stretch here and this skin faces the ceiling in order to take my hand up. Can you see that leg stretch? The front and the back are parallel to each other. The front leg and the back leg, whereas we do like this. So we have to keep that running parallel to each other. I said a few words before for Tadasana. Now I will add a little more. Look at your nails, that big toe nail, and adjust your big toe nail from the center and stretch the skin on either side equally so that you get the shape of the nail like a semicircular rotation. Join the toe bones. Then with the help of the toe bone, extend from the inner arch, heels backwards by lifting slightly. Then compress the skin, outer skin of the leg towards the bone. Then you get that straight leg. Suck in as you suck the milk through the straw. Here you have to suck your skin towards your flesh, where skin comes in contact with the flesh, not flesh touching the skin. VIRABHADRASANA 1. Normal breathing. Do not let loose the heels. Heels should be as strong as the sole. VIRABHADRASANA 1. Take a deep inhalation, jump about 5 feet. Watch your big toe, nail. Don't disturb the nails. Don't disturb them. Then extend the inner leg from the big toe, as we are all good to stretch the outer legs. Inner leg stretching is more difficult than the outer leg. So your inner leg should be extending towards your tongue. Then turn the palms outwards without bending the elbows at the back. Then extending your arms, take the arms up. Join your arms together. And when you stretch, your kneecap should never let loose. Then take the left foot in. Turn the right foot out with the kneecap. Revolve the trunk. Then take the heel of the left slightly backwards. Lift and then extend for the external heel to go down. Then both the legs should be extended at the same time. There should be no difference between the right and the left leg in this stretch. Then with an exhalation, keeping the left top leg from the knee to the hip firm, bend your right leg. Revolving, though I'm doing on the left, revolving your hip toward the left hip towards the right groin. Extend your arms straight, look up. Without lifting the buttock bone up. When you look up, the bent buttock bone comes up. Dip the buttock bone down and look up. And from the quadricep muscle of the left up to the pelvic ring, stretch your left leg without dropping the calf muscle. Inhale, come up. Take the right foot in. Take the left foot out. Move the left right shin more deep in, and with the outer shin of the left straight, because you should not drop it all. Now with an exhalation, without disturbing the trunk forward or backward, bend your knee, holding the trunk steadily. And let the buttock bone rest on the skin on the left side as you are bending. Measure the foot from the arch equally. Stretch your hands, look back. Revolve the pelvic ring of the right towards the pelvis. Keep your right leg straight. Inhale, come up. Come to the front. Extend your arms, then take some. Exhale, fit together. I'm doing again so that you understand the right action, right alignment with adjustments. Same VIRABHADRASANA 1. Now, after taking the hand, when we are turning the body, we just look here, but we never turn this. So as we turn the top chest, we have to turn the both buttocks should run parallel to each other. Then when we are exhaling, this is a very important line which you have to observe. From here to here, and from here to here, you have to run that exactly in a straight line. Then, if you observe the arch, I have not disturbed the arch, then this leg, we do like this normally. So now how much I roll in the head of my femur to get the correct pose. Now look at that arch, the foot, ankle. We drop that ankle down. Now how I lift my ankle, can you see now? Mm-hmm. So after lifting the ankle, I turn this, and then I do the pose. Then there is no problem in that leg. Otherwise, now see I collapse. Mm-hmm. Now the whole shape disturbed. Again, I keep my hand on my knee, lift my heel, adjust it, and open it head backwards. And I rest that foot like TADASANA, then I stretch. You can see the rotation. That is the right approach. Now, I do on the other side to show the groin action on the bent leg. Suppose I am doing this way. Now, how the behavior of my skin and flesh is in the bent leg, I have to learn that here. There it comes naturally. Here, I have to create with a thinking process. As you can see how it is moving. Now, this is the middle of the arch, this is the sole, this is the heel. So this is the middle of the arch, this is the heel, this is the sole. So this middle point, I drop it down to get the right action. There is no resistance here. So if I resist, see everything arch disappears. So I drop it down. Then from here to here, I measure to get the correct length. Now there is no strain. Now there is a strain. There is no strain. So that is how you have to learn, so that the entire flesh is parallel to the knee. Then the pose is good. Now I'm taking one leg forward, one leg backward. Now you can see the distortion of my spine. This is how we present. Can you see this bent leg spine is inside, the unbent leg spine is backward. Now in this pose, you have to observe carefully. Now can you see now? So I'm moving in, and then from here I poke in so that I get that spinal movement. Now the tailbone is parallel on either side. Now it is not parallel. This is how we do, majority of the people. But actual pose is, this is known as aggressive pose, this is known as contemplative pose. Can you see the movement here? So I'm separating the buttock from the spine so that there is complete rhythm, tranquil flow of energy. Stamping your foot. Now I'll go to the final pose to explain, not to waste time. Take your arms up. Take this foot out. Left leg straight in. Now turn the top left leg towards the right leg, extending the outer right leg from the knee straight. Now ascending the outer skin of the right leg, bend your knee. When you bend, you should see that the middle portion of your leg is, the flesh is evenly distributed from the bone. Then roll the left leg towards the right leg, as if the left leg is nearer the groin. Then adjust your tailbone. So one buttock is inside, one is outside. Separate it from this tailbone. Then rest your flesh on the buttock bone. Bend down a little more, so that there should be some comfort on the bent leg. Extend your arm up to the ceiling straight. Yes, a little more here to up to here, here to bend. Come, touch me, touch me. Now drop this down without bending the knee forward. Correct. And now look up and extend the shoulders so that the fingers are gripped well. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Then turn the other way. Go to the pose. Now turn the right buttock away from the tailbone, and then extending the outer leg of the left, bend your knee. Inner leg alone should bend, not the outer leg skin. Firm outer leg skin, inner leg skin giving the room. Bend. Now extend your arm. Stamp your left leg firmly. The inner calf muscle should be extended towards the heel. We all bend here. You have to stretch it down towards the heel. Strong skin. Then you can stretch your arm better. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Exhale, arm sideways, feet together. Good. Now all of you stretch the outer edges of the frontal leg skin vertically up, and then turn the back leg muscle towards the previous, extending this leg. Now with an exhalation, without disturbing your chest, bend your knee. Now just like grip and show, you can see this is the correct action. This is the correct adjustment. Now without disturbing the bend which I gave you, then keep that back leg extended, especially this area, inner calf muscle. Broad and firm. Then with that leg, you have to stretch without disturbing the front leg. Now revolve the hip more and more. When you revolve the shoulder blades, also should revolve with your hip movement. Come on, a little more, correct? Elbow straight. Whenever I say elbow, the elbow is here, not here. So back of the elbow joint. Stretch up. Inhale, come up. Now take the this foot in, turn the other way. Turn the left foot and revolve the right hip towards the front. Go on, revolve it here, open the chest. Now with an exhalation, keeping the ribs lifted up, bend your knee. Very carefully, see? Correct? You should feel the way in which I adjust. How you feel the weight on the leg. You have gone too much forward. Take this leg, you should move back. No. Forward. Now drop this muscle. Well done. Now, with an exhalation, let loose here, and then turn the waist more and more. Turn. From here you have to lift up your hands. Descending this, you have to ascend. Descending the bent leg, flesh, you have to ascend the trunk. Normal breathing. Normal breathing. Now inhale, come up. Now come to the front. Extend your arms. Exhale, 50. Good. Well done. What I did on your chest, I'm going to show on my chest. After bending it, when you lifted the hand, I said this should go down, this should be lifted up. Now without disturbing, see how I puffed my chest without the breath. Not, I'm not say, I've exhaled. I puffed my chest so that I know how to lift the body. So that is going down, from here I'm lifting, from here I'm dropping down, and that is the correct action. Now sit chest. Then I turn such a way that it is completely parallel. And then I come down. And when we normally do it, when we bend our leg, we just drop the chest. Can you see how much we collapse? So you have to go on ascending. So in that ascension, you have to go on bending your leg. That's the correct action. Okay? You know, yoga, no doubt, covers the various shapes of man. Children are very active. They love to have variations and newness, freshness in approaches. So they have tremendous vanity, they have tremendous strength, they are not afraid of injuries, and as we all know, children recover faster than adults, grown-ups. So naturally, when we have to teach children, we have to see that the child do not get bored by the art. So we have to keep them alert, active. So they need speed, they need strength, they need speed, and they need variety. So postures have to be changed in such a way so that they feel moment to moment the freshness in what they are doing, which makes the children get interested in this art. So we have to treat them in the beginning only on the physical level, because they cannot go beyond the body. Then they learn the physical movements. Then when they are grown, say age of 16, 17, then we can speak to them about the mind. Then when they are growing a little more, then we can speak to them about the self. So naturally for children, we have to pay attention to the well-being and the speed, the variety to be introduced. Then they love yoga, because I am teaching children from the age of 6 to the age of 13, where I've got about 80 to 90 students on weekly classes. Believe me or not one student leaves the hall even though we teach them non-stop for 2 hours. That shows that we have to ignite interest in them. So art of igniting interest in children builds them to become something, to develop their personalities when they grow. So that is how we have to teach children, giving them varieties and speed. They are full of vanities. Remember that also. Children are full of vanity. As such, the exercise should be of vigor and vitality, not soft flow movements which does not attract them at all. So that's all the change which we have to do. Now, it's not just the pose, what you do is important, how you adjust the pose. Now when I am doing the VIRABHADRASANA too, when you have to observe the length of my chest, follow, and you have to observe the length of my bent top leg and the bent bottom leg. The top leg should be always run parallel to the bottom leg. So most important is to observe here. We should never move this forward skin. So this skin moves backward, this skin moves forward with the flesh. That is known as cognitive action guiding the cognitive action. So when we do like that, it's a cognitive action, there is no cognition. So you have to work the skin so that the skin is made for the flesh to move in line to the skin. So this is known as this, and this is running parallel to each other. Then the attention is here. The same gravitational pressure is here. In the gravitational pressure only, and the opening is here. Can you see? Now if there is a close up, it is gone. So you have to wide open here. As you wide open this side, bent leg side is easy to wide open. But on the straight leg side, it's very difficult to wide open. This is the pubis. So you have to observe the length of the pubis, and you have to, this is a round pose. Can you see the pubis? So you have to have measure from here, and that is not a mental action. Then you have to come up. Now, in order to make you to understand, as you see the inner side leg, it's very difficult to understand in this, the outer side leg. Here, in this pose, when we do, the outer side leg, bloats out. So this bloating of the leg when you bend has to be known to control. That's why I'm turning myself in order to show you. Now I'm jumping. I stretch. Now I do the way in which people do. They just turn, they just go like this. Can you see the thickness of this? Mm-hmm. So this is known as bloating sensation. So this flesh is bloated. So now, how to know? Now see, this is just concave, I take. Follow now? Now this is convex. So I keep in the beginning again the whole flesh slightly concave, suck into my body, then I go on bending so that, can you see the thinness here? Yes. So I make that flesh thinner and thinner, and then I adjust. Now, if you observe this buttock, this is how we do it normally. Now, how to separate from here? Now, see this, there should be a tremendous space created here. Can you see now? Can you see the difference? Yes. Now, if you observe this also, there is a tremendous intelligence required on this area. Whereas normally, when we do the pose, we don't think of that, like, can you see how the knee drops off? Mm-hmm. Now there is a tremendous action in this leg than on the bent leg. So when I'm doing that pose, as I said, as this buttock is moving forward, this area of the flesh is lifted upwards in order to bend that leg. See? This is like TADASANA, like a poker stiff leg, not drop leg. Can you see it is drop? Mm-hmm. Now how I have to make that poker stiff? Can you see? Mm-hmm. If you observe the knee bone and this knee bone, this is known as alert knee bone, this is dull knee bone. So this person is standing more on this leg than on that leg. Now stretch these fibers back, see what happened. That is correct weight on both the legs. That's known as alignment. Now here I come. She is my oldest pupil here, 1961 or something. Now, yes. Now, still if you observe carefully, there is tremendous attention required from here to here. She's straight here, but her intelligence is cut off from here to here, whereas her intelligence flows. This is known as zigzag flow of intelligence in the body, which we call the tranquil flow of intelligence is not there. It is cut like the river. If the heavy flow is there, it gets inundated, the land. So similarly, this is, you can observe here. So what we do, in order to give her, I take the inner quadricep muscle with my knee, I grip, and then I push back. So that intelligence is made to come in contact with the flesh and the skin. Same way here. Can you understand now? Yes. So, and she has to press this down, and pressing, she has to push this flesh and skin to feel the heat. That's the way. Now here if you observe, very interesting again. If you observe carefully, if you, this top leg and bottom leg, her bottom leg is thicker, so why should it be thick? She is very good, except that these ligaments, she has to turn towards the kneecap. Then the outer leg opens. She is very good on the inner leg, she is not very good on the outer legs. So in order to extend, that means the inner leg is longer, the outer leg is shorter. So in order to make the outer leg longer, you have to turn the fibers towards the inner quadricep muscles. Then the length will come automatically. Here, if you observe, this is too thick, whereas it should not be. If you measure this, her top leg and the bottom leg is too thick. That means the bone is not at all activized. It's very interesting to say that you cannot stretch the bone. Now, by pressing this bone of the heel, now see what happened to her bones. So it gave room for the flesh to become alert. So now push. That's the correct way of standing. Now the folding of the skin disappeared. Now the skin is also as active as the flesh. That is known as Tadasana. Now Virabhadrasana. Take a deep inhalation, jump about 5 feet apart. Take the right foot out, left foot in. Now when you are turning, you have to be very careful on this. We are very good to stretch. This half the arm stretching. What about the other half arm? So as we lengthen here, we should know also that we are equally attending on the top of the, because the energy is flowing inside the skin. So the energy is the river within the body. So the river should touch this band as well as this band evenly without any fluctuations. Stretch that way. Now take the right foot out. Now with an exhalation, bend without, say, I'm touching this finger so that there should be no movement at all. They are maintaining this in this leg, you have to bend your knee without bringing the head back. And now harden this leg. Again, I told you to feel here. Be strong here and take this head of the shin back with the neck. And that shin, neck of the shin, should be taken back slightly for you with taking the buttock bone down. Then only the leg will become thin. You feel now? Yes. Contraction. Well done. Now, if a line is drawn, all of you look here. This is the edge of the buttock, this is the edge of the knee. This and this point should run parallel to each other. That's the adjustment. Open the, as you stretch your arm, stretch your muscles of the pubis. Horizontally, arm tall. Now inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Exhale, feet together. Not necessary to the other side. As you know, understood. This is all connected. If you observe the calf muscle, it is turning from the middle of the calf towards the outer edge, whereas this is coming inwards. So this is known as one fighting against the other. So this is, if you call this a non-violent muscle, this is a violent muscle. Because it is fighting against it because it cannot stretch. So it is quiet, the cells are dead. So though for appearance it is non-violent, inside it is violent because it is murdering the cells. Because it cannot feed them cells. So if you observe carefully, what I do is, I said this is the inner leg skin. So this dent which she has to take off that dent. Come on. See, there is a dent here. So the foot has to touch that dent and fill it. So as she fills in, can you see now? So now there is a tremendous life fold and there is no difference between this flesh and this flesh. Still it has to go back unless you stand this area down. As you extend this point downwards, you have to open this and stretch upwards straight. Now you can see the change in color, change in circulation. Now if you observe, this leg is well stretched, this is not well stretched. So if you observe the defect, see there is a dent in the calf muscle, there is no dent here. So her calf muscle, this is shorter, this is longer. This is known as habitual diseases. So what I do is, from the outer shin muscle, I said push that shin muscle back, this will open. And then stand erect. Now say the dent have taken it off. And this became longer. Understood now?
Yes, that's right. Thank you.
Now having explained the Tadasana, now we can all easily do it again. Open your back thigh muscles from inside out and make the back thigh muscles as flat as possible from this end to that end. You get Tadasana. Now take a deep inhalation, jump 5 feet apart. Take the left foot out, right foot in. Now there is a grip on the head of the femur on the right leg, is it not? And it is in Tadasana. The head of the femur is exactly facing the same, like head balance. Without shaking that head of the femur, bend your left knee and watching the right hand. The right arm should be just in line to the lower arm, the back arm. If it moves forward, you lose. So you have to measure. Then harden your wrist of the right and extend your left arm and drop the sleeping down. See, there is tension. There should be no tension. Only the hind leg should be extended. You are completely forgotten here. Lock here and lift this slightly up. You should be nearer the skin bone. The bone should be touching the skin. Lift up the bone only. Good. Slightly knee out, please. Your knee. Just like this. Tailbone forward, this way. And then shoulder. Good. This is the position. The outer leg should be in line to the knee. Now inhale, come up. And take the foot in. When you are doing the standing poses, you get completely blacked out, fatigue, tremor in the legs, vomiting sensations. If you are like that, in between the standing poses, you just sit like this. You can use a blanket or you can use a bolster. Join the feet together and sit on your knees. Just like this, with a relaxed body. The fatigue of the leg disappears, the tension of the diaphragm is taken off, the load on the brain due to the standing poses, tension on the neck is taken off, and the leg muscles are relaxed. And suppose there is a vomiting sensation, here, this is for removing the fatigue. If you feel vomiting sensation, just stand up, incline your elbows, and just let go down. And remain like this. The vomiting sensation disappears. The blood pressure also shoots up. Then that feeling of giddiness, dizziness disappears. Just quietly stay without any tension in the brain. Then you can continue the other standing poses. You know, it is a common belief that we think that as we have grown, we may not be able to do it. Nobody realizes that the I, the me, the pronoun I, the pronoun me, the pronoun you, the pronoun thy, has no age. The self has no age. So it is the mind which introduces fear when the person has grown. So it is the mind which has to be cultivated, cultured, to face life. As such, there is only for good things or right things people ask about age. Is there an age limit for sex? All are interested, even though they are grown-ups, they are old, but the temptations are there. Similarly, why they should be afraid of doing yoga even if they are grown? So definitely there is absolutely no age limit. As we take food every day, exercises or movements are essential to each individual every day. So food, if you don't eat food at all, then I say don't do anything. But when we have to take food, it has to be digested. In order to digest, we have to do something. As I said before, the gates of the human system is only respiratory system and circulatory system. These two gates are opened in the practices of yoga more than any other system of exercises. And that's why if these two systems are kept healthy, a man is ever healthy. So as such, when once there is a good health, age do not count at all. So irrespective of age, they can do only, there is a minimum practice because they have not used their joints, they have not used their muscles, they have to go slow. Beyond that, there is no other limit. When we are doing the standing poses, in between, you have to find the relaxing poses. So this PRASARITA PADOTTANASANA is a relaxing pose between the simple standing poses and the one which you are going to do afterwards. In between, this pose gives a resting abode for the muscles so that the complicated poses are done with ease and comfort. Normal breathing. Now take a deep inhalation. all of you do Tadasana without losing that understanding. That from the beginning till the end, you should know that the outer ankles which it drops should be sucked in, lifted up, so that the outer ankle bone is nearer the inner ankle. Now, place your fingers on your waist, measure the sacroiliac muscles so that the sacroiliac muscles are moving towards the leg when the legs are lifted. There should be a grip, and open your side chest. Then, with a deep inhalation, sometimes you can do with inhalation. If the people are thin, they do with inhalation jump. If the people are on the higher side, heavier side, then they have to be taught with an exhalation jump. Then there is no strain for them to take the legs apart. So one can do both ways to learn. Though we say often inhale, jump, even in exhalation one can jump. Heavy people definitely cannot spread their legs with an inhalation, so they have to be taught with exhalation. Now exhale, jump forward. Spread your legs more and more. And when you jump, the soul goes out. So again, you have to take the soul in this pose, so that the heel and the soul run parallel. Now, keeping your thumb pressurizing on your back, lift the tailbone up without disturbing the body, and slightly concave tailbone. Then take a deep inhalation. Then along with exhalation, take the hands down and try to keep the palm almost in line to the feet. And then to look up, you have to tuck in the tailbone. After tucking the tailbone, you have to stretch the tailbone towards your head. There are two actions. One tucking in, the second moving forward without disturbing the buttocks. If you don't get the movement, if you feel that the tailbone is moving back, move the buttock bones towards your hand, slightly sway forward as I did it. Then with an exhalation, bend your elbows, take the head down. After taking the head down, turn the outer kneecap inwards and then push the head in a little more. Normal breathing. Don't hold the breath. Then slow inhalation, come up, holding your foot firmly. Then look up. When you look up, you have to dig the spine down and towards the chest. Look up, pressing the elbows. Then hands on your back. Exhale, feet together. Normal breathing. In order to make you understand the pose, I am doing once again, so that you can see how I adjust, how I move, how I tuck in the tailbone and then extend forward. So all these things can be known. So I do from the sides for you to catch the pose. Now, after placing the palm, when we place the palm, we make our back convex. Now observe carefully how with the help of my finger, I dip in and then I come forward. Where the hips also gets contracted and extended at the same time. Then staying here for a few minutes. Here also when you say, you have to observe. Now this is also a pose, but this is not a final pose. Now from the diaphragm, I still open more and more. Then with an exhalation, I go down. When I'm going down, this is the gripper. If this grip is lost, you can't get the pose. Now see how I grip there. That means I hold the floor so it can't slip. I let loose so it goes out. Can you see?
Yeah.
So again, this is the real brain. So you should know from each asana you have to trace the source of brain. So in this pose, this becomes the source of brain. Can you see now? Then I work. Then slowly I come up. And so beginners cannot jump. So in this position, I say take your foot a little near, so that they get security. Then I say lift up, hand comes back, bang, jump, drop the hands. That's how you have to also teach that after doing the pose, they should be taken inside the legs, then they will not tear their muscles. So I will show you how important in this asana in placing the feet. Now when we are doing the pose, most of us, we press the outer big toe corner to the ground to get the pose. So what happens on account of that? The interior leg drops, and so there is a strain here. So this big toe has to be turned from outside in so that the foot is doing Tadasana. Can you see the ankles? So the movement, this is the hooker. So I hook my foot and the ankle. That is known as the anchoring point. You follow? So I have anchored here the whole body so that there is absolutely no difference. Now you can see there is no drop in my arch. So that protects me to do the pose. And if you observe here also, now how I create space between my trunk and the top inner leg. Did you see? How I move away from the trunk. Whereas we just stay like this. And we keep the head on the floor. After keeping the head, with the help of the head, with the help of the inner ankles, you have to stretch the inner legs away from the trunk. This way. Then you have to take the foot in to get the confidence to stand up. Okay. Now I have shown you, I have made you to do. Now, if you have got any problem in this pose, I would like to correct it so that you can also know, others can, participants also can observe and they can learn. Any problem?
I find it difficult to get the upward movement.
Can you
of the
come
table.
here? Can you come here and do the pose? Now, she says that she can't get this movement. Follow now? This one, is it not you are speaking?
Yes.
Now, this has to be dipped in. So in order to dip in, you have to stretch the triceps. Unless and until the triceps are higher than the biceps, it will never go in. Not keeping the hand and stretching. So back of the arm, from the elbow to the shoulders, stretch out. Now has it gone in or not?
Yes.
And suppose you want to take more. Now what I do, this is the portion, this is the sacroiliac muscle. So this stretch the sacroiliac muscle and also dip down to touch the pelvis and the pelvic rim. Now she got the curvature. Can you see now? And if you want more curvature, this is the head of the collarbone. So from through the collarbone, extend backwards and still it goes down. So the energy is flowing this way, and here the energy is coming that way and meeting here and going like a circle. So it will be rolling from the head towards the tail and from the tail towards the head that way. Now, you understood now?
Yes, thank you.
Good. Any others have a problem? So that I can guide you?
We sorted mine out.
Pardon?
We sorted mine out in poo.
Yes?
Because my long leg.
Any others?
I'm not sure about the balancing point.
Say face this. Because others have to see. Now suppose they cannot take the head down. Which one you are finding it difficult to?
Wondering where the balance is, of how far back it is.
Balance in yourself or in teaching or in doing?
In doing.
In doing. Now, this is the gripper. So when you move, the groins has to be taken forward. Now, you got the pose. What we do, we don't move this at all. There is a mobility, stability and mobility go here together. This is completely stable. Only there is stability and mobility. So in the stability, you have to move forward. Then the head goes in. Did you understand now? You got it or not?
Yes.
And those people who cannot do it, those who are afraid, for them we keep their hands here, so that they are more confident and the head goes down. For stiff people, you have to teach like that. So keep their hands a little forward and then they can bend very well. And then what we tell them is, with the help of the palms, they have to learn to stretch the inner thigh muscles towards the groins. So the inner thigh muscle should raise the groin higher and higher, outer groin. Now see, there's a movement here. Hold pose. Again do what you are doing. Can you see? It's dead. Now from the inner thigh muscles, lift the groins. Now see the movement comes very, very well.
Can you tell us
Yes.
something about the distance between the feet in relation to the length of the spine?
The spine is almost the same. Now you do the pose, then I'll correct it. Now what's your problem in the action? Because it's practical, it's not theoretical.
Well, if I go very wide, I
Yes.
feel I'm not extending the spine
Yes.
enough. If I
Yes.
bring in, I feel I'm getting more
Correct, I will tell
extension.
you that. Because your body is taut. Follow now?
Yes.
Those who are stiff, they cannot take the head down if the legs are very near. So in order to make them, we say go out. Then you place your head down. Then get what you call confidence. Then without lifting the head, move both the legs nearer and nearer to each other. How much I can take without lifting my head. Now you understand the pose?
Yes, so according to the maturity of the feet.
Maturity of the muscles, the distance comes nearer. So in the beginning, we have to give the distance more. Now for example, now there should be a rhythm also. Suppose I want to do, I can go down, then I keep my head. So the rhythm is gone in my leg.
Yeah.
So I have to adjust that. So follow now. Without disturbing the other part, I have to take the legs in. Can you see now? So the rhythm of the leg extension is to be maintained. Otherwise it becomes UTTHITA. Follow?
Yeah.
Any other points?
Following on from Diana, what happens if you have a student who has very short legs and a long spine? Their legs are so close.
Spine can never be long. If they cannot do it, if their legs are short, their trunk are long. So then what we do, we keep their pillow so that they may not go down more. Then they learn the art of stitching the leg. Suppose I keep a bolster or a brick in between, then I move, then naturally the head cannot go, so I have to spread my legs. So the extension of the legs come. So they develop their leg muscles.
Yes, yes,
Understood?
yes.
Thank you very much. Take a deep inhalation. Then along with your exhalation, jump about 4 feet up. Keep your feet as firm as TADASANA. Inner leg ascending, outer leg pressing the outer heel down. Inner heel helping the inner legs to come up. Take the left foot heel, locking the kneecap of the left. Turn the right foot out. Then when you turn the right foot out, see that this inner leg of the inner side of the foot is parallel to the inner groin of the right leg. Open your left leg upwards towards the ceiling. Extending the arm, exhale, take the hands down. Right arm down, normal breathing. Then try to bring the spine to touch your sternum without disturbing the body. Back body, nearer the front body. Stretch your right leg. Grip them firmly, each and every part of your right leg. Do Tadasana on your left leg. Perfect Tadasana on your left leg. Then 1 foot forward. Rest your palms on the floor, cup shape. Then extending the big toe of the right, come up. The right toe skin at the bottom goes back. So you have to lift up, extend, rest it on the floor, then stretch your body. And from the middle of the knee of the right to the buttock bone, give a single stretch and open the pelvic ring towards right pelvic ring towards the left. Then place the palm on the floor, right palm, extending the left leg. Feel the bank of your right leg. The intelligence should feel. Go back to TRIKONASANA. Inhale, come up. Now take the right foot in, extending the bottom of the right foot. Take the left foot out, turning the left groin also 90 degrees. Now with an exhalation, lifting the inner groin of the right, take the left hand down. I'm adding new points every now and then which you have to remember. It should be added on both the sides. Now stamping the heel of the left,
extend the middle thigh muscle of the left towards the right leg. See that you extend more and more the back portion of the left leg from the knee to the buttock. Press your palm. Then bend your knee, come 1 foot forward. Then extending the bottom edge of the big toe. Press, come up. Then after lifting, take the buttock bone slightly back in line to the left heel. Then extend. You have to move the leg backwards. Place the palm on the floor. Extend the left leg from the heel to the buttock bone, gripping the right without oscillating the right leg. Turn the chest. Go back to TRIKONASANA. Do perfect TADASANA on your right leg and extend the left leg so that the intelligence is nearer the back bank of your leg. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Exhale, flip to your left. Do perfect TADASANA. Inner leg from the knee ascending up. Inner calf muscle extending downwards. Then relax. So when we do TADASANA, this is the arch of the foot. And this is one end of the arch, this is the other end of the arch. When we place, we have to measure the diameter of this and the diameter of this, and these two parts should be kept in such a way on the floor that the weight is not shifted there nor shifted here. Then the whole plate is served and the heel will rest when these two positions are placed accurately in TADASANA. Most important is here, this arch. Many of us have a slight arch here on the big toe too. As we have got an arch here, we have got an arch on the big toe. So there when we stand, the skin goes back, retorts towards the arch. So you have to open the ball point and then you have to stretch that very well. Then you know that you are stable on the feet. ARDHA CHANDRASANA. I am showing you once again so that you know exactly how each and every part of the body is extended. Now, if you observe here in TRIKONASANA, the shin bone should be stretched backwards with the help of the shin muscles. Then there is a tremendous stretch here. You have to observe this ankle. When I am going into the pose, what happens? Now this is forward. When I lift, they go backwards. Now, we do not, when we balance, we do not touch this point and this point. So you have to press this, you have to press this, so that there is a tremendous stretch here. Then the outer ankle gets compressed and the inner leg is extended. You can see the extension here. Then the grip is here. In this leg, the grip will be here. Now, when I am stretching here, if I stretch my knee, I have to stretch the elbow. If I stretch the ankle, I have to grip the wrist. So there is a understanding, the communication between this and this, between this and this, between this or this. Then all the three are moving, keeping room here so that they may not crumble at all. Then I stretch. When I stretch, I think of this line, so that there is a straight line from here to the groin to open my chest. Then this muscle is gripped and arms are lifted. Did you all understand? Now, when we do a pose, when we go like this. And that's how the wrong pose comes, because there is a fear complex. So on account of that fear complex, we move the skin. This is a wrong pose. So what I do with my hand, I lift it and I will stretch the arch. See, I'm extending the skin to get the pose. So if I go down like this, can you see the whole thing gets distorted? So you have to open it, you have to stand in the middle of the arch there in order to turn. That's the pivoting point for the pose. If there is no pivoting point here, you shake. So suppose you are completely stabilized by pivoting to the ground, then you can open the pelvic ring, you can open the thighs, you can see. Understood? Now in this ARDHA CHANDRASANA, I show you how the back muscles also works.
Now when we are doing, some of us do like this. Can you see this buttock, this buttock? We stretch the hands, we don't know which side we are. Now you can see the distortion of my buttock. Now how I correct it. That is known as bringing that to the conscious level. Whereas somebody may go this way, somebody may go this way, when they stand. So from here, you have to feel the lift, accurate lift and accurate contraction of the flesh. Then, when we do the pose, from the back, for Ardha Chandrasana, this side of the back is very important. So when we do the pose, whether it is TRIKONASANA or Ardha Chandrasana, we just go down. Whereas if you observe this point, the extreme plank of the top chest, torso and the bottom plank, they are not parallel. Now from this finger, middle thumb, I push back and open my skin, you can see. Did you see the movement there? Then that is the trick you have to get in Ardha Chandrasana. So you have to start from TRIKONASANA so that the Ardha Chandrasana is built up from TRIKONASANA alone by moving this lower torso plank towards the front body. So when I'm moving that, see this also opens. One is coordinating the other. Suppose I close this, I can't move. So as this is moving in, this moves out. Then I come forward. I place my finger. I stamp this area. I observe all these things. Then I take the pressure on the toe to get the balance, tip of the toe. Then I push back so that the weight is taken off. Then I turn here. When I turn here, see the opening here too. Then I observe how I cut the buttock in. Watch carefully. Do you see the movement there? That's how you have to work on and on. Spread your legs apart, 4 feet apart. Take the left out, left foot in. Now go to TRIKONASANA. And from TRIKONASANA, go to Ardha Chandrasana so that I can correct you in the final pose. Now when you are doing this pose, see you are dull here, you are active here. So this shoulder blade should be moving here with extending the frontal arm straight vertically up. And the right arm and the right leg should act as a big anchoring position. Now you have to turn back. Little more. Pressing the big toe, see the arch of the big toe, open and grip it. Stand the inner edge of the foot to extend the leg straight. Now from this is the tailbone. So this has to move down and then the inner portion of the body should come out. Again the shoulder blade. You are good, but again same. Take that down. Now extend any amount. See both of you. The moment I touch my finger, you are posing for a stretch. That way. Understood now? Yes. Now slowly go back to TRIKONASANA. Inhale, come up. Slowly inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Exhale, feet together. Now you put it down. Take a deep inhalation, 4 feet apart. Take the right foot out. Now right foot in, left out. Now with an exhalation, take the left arm down. And when you are taking the left arm, from here you have to go on extending so that there is a tremendous Tadasana in the arm too. As there is Tadasana in the leg, there is a Tadasana in the arm of the lower side. Now with an exhalation, 1 foot forward. Now with an exhalation, normal breathing there, then grip your tip of the fingers on the floor, big toe, then with an exhalation come up. Then after coming up, you have to press your finger. You have to extend from here straight up. Then without disturbing, I'm just touching so that you are too much on the back leg. So bring and
come into my little toe more and more, touch my little toe more and more, like this, and then turn your chest more. Lift up here from the behind the buttock, and then stay there. You are very good, but this is going too much. So this kneecap should turn up, the big toe should turn down, this up. Then you have to open here. If a line is drawn, try to get a line here. Good. Here. From here, you have to open. Stretch up like TADASANA here. Can you balance now? Without losing the pose? And stand inner edge of the heel, then you get the action. You have to, this muscle should come forward, little forward, little more, little more, little more, and then extend your arm in TADASANA. You got the pose. You now understand how to do it? Now go back to TRIKONASANA. Now go back to TRIKONASANA. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in, exhale together. Now you can see yourself. You can show them. Yes, except fever, whether it is functional disorder or organic disorder, yoga plays a tremendous role. I have patients who have to be operated, but they never underwent operation. Those medical people who said that these people cannot get back health, they got back health. We run 2 classes, medical classes in Pune, where we have about 50 to 60 patients on each class. Here in yoga, there are wetting and drying system. You can block an organ and supply the blood to the needed organ. If you want an exercise for the liver, how to exercise the liver, the contraction, the expansion, the lateral movement of the liver, or the spleen, or the pancreas. We have postures which can play a very good role by blocking the other system and wetting that area so that that organ bathes in blood. And there are certain poses where we can allow the blood to withdraw from that organ and take to the other area. The beauty of yoga is that each cell in our system, when they are born, it should not be born as a stillborn cell, but as a lively cell, so that it can supply the energy and have a natural death. So yoga being oxidizes the system tremendously. Many of the postures are resting postures. As such, it can be done at the time of convalescence, or it can be done at the time of illness. If you are made to lie on the bed for 10 days or 12 days, we say you lie down on the bed, lie down in this position, so that the kidney gets a sufficient supply of blood, or the heart getting sufficient supply of blood, so that the organ is made to become healthy even in that position. We just say, instead of lying down, lie this way. So that is how yoga is done, because yoga are postures. They are poses. So being posing, you instead of posing sleeping in a sleeping position, we say position this way and you get the benefit. That's why it can be easily taken and can be practiced by anyone without any fear, provided we know what to do according to the conditions of the individual's health or individual's disease. I have treated for nephritis, children suffering nephritis. So we supply the blood to the kidneys by blocking supply to the various areas, because when we do the certain poses like bridges, the bloods do not supply to various areas. It's all accumulated in the blood, in the kidney, which makes the kidney to activize. So also extension of the liver, rotation of the liver, where the blood is drawn to that area. Like that, each organic, yoga is not a physical exercise, yoga is a physiological exercise where organically they work more. And that's why it's very good to take even at the time of convalescence. I have seen that even if the doctors have to operate, they send me
So I trained them for about 2-3 months, and the patient, after the operation, recovers within 10 days. That means the area which has to be operated, by teaching certain poses, we take off the stress on that area. As the stress is taken, naturally the operation will be successful. The doctor say I was successful. So that is the beauty of yoga. Only one should know exactly what to give, how much to give, when not to give. Stand well, outer ankles in, inner ankles up, inner legs ascending, outer leg compressing in Tadasana. Extend your big toes towards the tip. Don't take towards the foot side. Take a deep inhalation, exhale out, foot up. Take the, stamping the foot firmly, and take the left foot in with firm grip of the kneecap. Then turn the right foot out. Now with an exhalation, you have to bring the opposite arm towards your right hand. Exhale, turn. Now bend your knee, place your palm forward, then with an exhalation lift the left leg up and extend the arm, left arm, along with your right leg and revolve the spine. Keep the lifted leg firmly and then turn the chest. Go back to PARIVRTTA. Inhale, come up. Take the right foot in, gripping the right kneecap. Turn the left foot out with the groins. Now with an exhalation, revolve the spine and bring the right arm over the left foot. Turn your spine. Now bend your knee, left, 1 foot away, right, with an exhalation, come, right arm. Then turn the spine, extending the lifted leg. Normally, go back to TRIKONASANA, PARVATANASANA. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in, exhale, feet together. Now, you saw, though I took with the technique, you could not see the front portion of my body. As such, I turn. You stand as you are. Once again, you can repeat along with me so that you can see my body and you can stretch. Take a deep inhalation, jump about forward. Take the right foot out, left foot in. Now with an exhalation, ascending the spine. Now with an exhalation, revolve the body. Place the left arm outside the right foot. Turn your spine. Then bend your knee, 1 foot away, place the right palm, left palm. With an exhalation, come up. Turn your spine, turn your stomach, all of you, more than the chest, keeping the lifted legs stable. Go back to PARIVRTTA. Inhale, come up. Take the right foot in. Turn the left foot out. Lift the tailbone up. Tuck in and up. Now with an exhalation, revolve the body. Take the right palm outside the left foot. Bending your left knee. Bring the right palm 1 foot forward. Then with an exhalation, stretch your leg. Lifting the right. Turn the spine. Revolve the abdominal organs, lower abdominal organs to the maximum. Towards the front, keeping the lifted leg firm. Go back to PARVATANASANA. Normal breathing. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Exhale. Go to the final pose.
You go to the final pose. Now I will correct it. PARIVRTTA ARDHA CHANDRASANA. Now turn your chest. Good. And be strong from here. Good. All of you good. Now turn your chest. Be strong here. Slowly go back to PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA. Inhale, come on. Take your foot in. Jump. Now, let me correct the others. Now, when you do a PARIVRTTA ARDHA, this hand is very important. It should be there in line to the big toe. Then you have to turn your armpit, lift up the armpit, and grip. Actual balance is from here. Balance, turn a little more here, a little more. Shoulder blade leg loose, and then from the inner shoulder blade lift at the body. Extend the lifted leg. Now when I say extend, the back leg is extended, the front leg moves towards your trunk. This is a circular action. So quadricep muscle moves in towards your hip. That way. Go back to PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA. Push the hip backwards and just forward. Inhale, come up. And take your foot in. Exhale, put together. In PARIVRTTA ARDHA CHANDRASANA, you should know the key points. So if you know those key points, you will not lose the balance. If you don't know these key points, you lose the balance and you find it difficult to hold the pose. So I'm showing you the key points. So when I'm doing the Ardha Chandrasana, when I'm taking the hand, this is the brain. If there is a slight looseness, the whole thing becomes very heavy and you cannot lift your leg. That's how it comes. So you have to be very active on this outer quadricep muscle and you have to grip it firmly and the leg has to be lifted from that area. Can you see now? Some people will go like that. Can you see now? They feel he is above like Aisha's because the quadricep muscle lost its grip. Now I grip it, quadricep muscle. Can you see the heel came down? Then this is another leg. We drop it. So you have to bring this knee bone almost inside in order to get the pose. You understand? Now similarly I show the front so that you know. Now as which you cannot see, at here it gets completely moving inwards. When we keep the hand, the muscle has gone out. Can you see now? And without knowing this, we just do like this. And we do not know what to do with this. Now pressing the hand, I move the foot or the metatarsal from the little toe towards the big toe in order to suck the muscle near the bone. Can you see now? So here if you see, from here if you observe very carefully, they go all sucks in the skin. Quadricep muscle of the lifted one should be parallel to the ground. That is the secret. And here also you can observe. Now what we do sometimes, we just keep like this and do it. So this elbow also should be observed to run parallelly from the front to the back. Follow? Now you can see. You know, whenever we do Tadasana, there is another hidden point which many of us will not be aware of. If you observe here, this part dips in, so you have to bring it out towards the opposite ankle. Then you will understand the stretching of the leg, bottom portion or the upper portion of the heel, bottom portion of the inner ankle. There you should observe the Tadasana. It's very difficult to do Tadasana. That means from here to here, from here to here, if there is a slight circular drop, one knee goes out. So to bring the knee, which is far away from the center, this is the break. So you have to move the skin downwards and you have to compress the inner plate of the between the ankle and the heel. PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA. Normal breathing. Take a deep inhalation and jump along to exhalation. Now take the left foot in. When we take the left foot in, you should become aware of this portion. Without collapsing this, you have to take that in. The groins, the hamstrings. Then turn the right foot out with the top right leg revolving. Extend your arm. Now adjust your distance in case you find. Now with an exhalation, revolve the trunk, bringing the left arm over the right foot. Now take the left hand slightly back towards the back leg. Then pressing the thumb side and the big toe of the right and the thumb of the left, stretch both the arms. Do Tadasana with your right leg and left arm. Then extend the body as if you are doing Tadasana on the hand also. Then grip your quadriceps of the rear leg, grip it, turn. Inhale, come up. Take the right foot in, left foot out. Extending the arm without dropping the inner right leg. Revolve the trunk. Revolve the waist also at the same time, lower waist. Bring the right arm outside the foot. Then pressing the thumb, the right, do Tadasana on your right thumb. Revolve the body. Now in this one, you have to keep the inner edge of the heel of the front foot on the floor to turn the spine. And grip the quadriceps muscles of the both. Stretch the left leg backwards, right leg upwards. Inhale, you come up. Take the foot in. Exhale, fit together. Normal breathing. How to adjust is both the knees should run parallel. If there is a disparity between your right and left leg weight, the distance is not accurate. When you spread your stamp like that, you have to feel the weight on this foot and on that foot. If there is slight variation, this part touching somewhere, that part is touching somewhere, the distance is less or more. So you have to adjust. Like a balancer. Some side and the weight, some side there is no weight. Only vegetables are kept. So they tap off little, put little more like that you have to observe. Now, with an exhalation, stretching the hand, especially from the collarbone, with an exhalation, bring the opposite arm over the frontal foot. Pressing the palm. It's very difficult to revolve the bottom side of the chest. It's very easy to turn here, very difficult to turn here. So you have to create space here and move your trapezius muscles straight up. Trapezius muscles up of the left in order to get a good pose. Then you have to stamp the outer edge of the foot on the floor firmly. Bring the body, stabilize your back foot. And then with the back foot, turn the quadriceps slightly to the front, you get the pose. The chest will turn with the left quadricep muscle. Right outer quadricep muscle is the break. So there should be no disturbance here. From here, keeping it locked, lift, turn the other leg. Good. Open your chest, you are collapsing, the diaphragm should face your head, diaphragm should face your head, still face, move the diaphragm towards your head, that. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in, exhale, fit together so that I can go to the other. Take a deep inhalation, exhale, spread your legs apart. You know the name of the pose, I suppose? May I know what's the name of this? Correct. PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA. Now take the right foot in, left foot out. Now, watching the shoulder blade of the from here, extend this arm.
Now with an exhalation, without, say when you turn, you forget the chest. Without forgetting the side chest, which is open, keep it broad. Now with an exhalation, bring the opposite arm. Don't collapse the chest. Stronger the chest, the better the movement. Pressing your finger now. Bring your ear should be in line to the middle of the toe, so that you can adjust your body. Don't move the head too much forward, too much backward in a line. Now lift the inner top leg of the right up, and now revolve the spine. It comes better. Lifting here, and you have to revolve the spine. Good, good. Inhale, come up. Now take the foot in, exhale, foot together. Now you can see if you want. In this position, PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA, I will give you some points which also are akin to TADASANA. So if you don't do that, not only the TADASANA goes wrong, all the other poses go wrong. So that spot I will show you in PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA, which you can see better than in TADASANA. When I do the pose, when I take, now I bring my hand. When I bring my hand, can you see the foot what happened? From the edge of the heel to the ankle. This is known as Shavasana. So though the pose is there, but the leg is sleeping. So what I do, from the ball point of the little toe, I revolve the whole foot to the front. Then when I am doing it, you can see the groin and the ankle are brought towards the big toe side. Can you see how I touch that floor?
Yes.
So this is real action. Whereas we create a dent and we continue the pose, which is the wrong pose. So you have to touch it. So when I have to turn the spine, look, the action there too. Then I lift here. Can you see? To get it still a better grip. That is the brain. Now here, I am changing in order to give you, when I keep my hand, as I showed, that the inner ankle gets the dip here, this goes out. So as you observe the skin here, you have to observe the skin here, the skin is sucked into the bone. Here, the skin has come out. So when I am doing this pose, I stretch from here towards the little toe. Then I suck the skin to be thinner. Can you see now? Then when I am turning, this goes deep into my leg. Today, you know Kofi, who is an advanced student in yoga. So on him I will experiment for you to learn that there is still plenty to learn even in the simplest pose, which is so complicated that it does not bring to the attentions of what we are losing when we are doing that pose. Kofi, can you come? Now do the pose. PARIVRTTA TRIKONASANA, that one. Both ways here to do, front and back. Now, as I explained to you, if you observe that triangle, it's not a right angle triangle. That is why I'm showing the mistakes so that you can learn more and more. Because I may come once in 2 years or once in 5 years or never, who knows. So this opportunity should not be lost. If a line is drawn, you have to observe. Follow? Because the distance of the leg is so little, so it drops down, it does not come up. So what I do, in order to get this action, I move. What happened here? So this is how each one has to learn. Now if you observe this skin or this shin bone, it is moving this way. This is moving, this is known as distortion in poses. But for appearance, nobody will know. Oh, it's very good. Now you have to draw your line. As the river flows within the back, our energies also should flow in the back. Here, the bank is too strong here. Here, it is too light, too strong here. So you have to move this muscle from my hand this way. Come on. Revolve with your hand, with your own hand. Now stretch this hand up. Now can you see what happened to the bank of that line? No defect at all. Then in order to get this pose, where is the rope? I lost it. Now whatever you do, can you see the outer edge of the foot doesn't touch the ground. That's why for some people we have to help them. So I just keep my toe and I just touch his knees like dog pose stretch. Can you see now? Come on. Now because I am gripping this, he can stretch this leg more. See the bend. So it's not at all, because it is PARSVAKONASANA leg. In PARSVAKONASANA you bend right 90 degrees, right? Here even 10 degrees is gone. Now stretch that leg. Now he can't stretch that leg. Now same way I will show. Now come on, take the support of that rope and then come with the rope towards me. Can you see the stretch? So many things are hidden which will never come to the surface unless and until we notice these things. Now the other way side. Facing me. Now this is for everyone to learn and showing. No. Yes. Any side you can do, it does not matter to me. Now if you take a line, see how strong we are here, how poor we are rotating here. So sometimes as a teacher we just put the rope like this. Now what he does with his hand, I will help him to get the action. And now I can turn anyone. Then after giving the intelligence on that part, we take the rope. Now he can turn that more. After turning, this leg should be separated from that leg. And actual balance is on the back groin here. The more he stretches the back groin towards the right leg, the better the pose. Come on. Can you see the rotation of the spine? So that is how one has to go on learning non-stop. Otherwise we think that we know, then we are lost. Now come on. Okay. Come on, all of you, Tadasana. Turn the outer legs inwards. In Tadasana, always this should turn inwards, which never turn. Only lower legs will turn in. Top legs will never turn in. We allow it to go out. Turn the top legs in. Breathe in. And now take a deep inhalation. Exhale, jump over forward. Take your arms up. Take the left out, left leg. Take the left leg deep inwards. Now bend your knee. Rest your chest on your hand. Wait a while, normal breathing. Now, pressing the big toe of the right, extending the left big toe away from the body. Come on. The left toe should be very heavy, not light. If it is light, you can feel shaking. Head down, arms up. Now stretch from the arch to the heel backwards, so that you can stand longer. Turn the left toe to face the floor. Extend the leg backwards, arms forward. Go back to VIRABHADRASANA. Inhale, come up. And take the foot in. Exhale, feet together. Now, I am again showing once for you to know the mistake. Now, when I'm doing this pose, when you all were all doing, you did the pose, you are like this. See that leg, lifted leg. You are going like this. So you have to turn in and you have to stretch that toe. Not this way. Hold on. Can you try once again?
Same side, please. Come on, jump 4 feet apart. Take your arms up. Take the right foot out, left leg in. With the left kneecap. Kneecap should be revolving, otherwise you will never get the pose. Raising the heel, inner heel of the left. Extend. And now bend your knee. Now rest your chest on the thigh. Then with an exhalation, come up. After lifting, you have to revolve the inner ligament of the knee towards the outer ligament. Go on revolving here. This should turn. This is the brain. You have to turn here and extend. Come on. Like a football, you have to keep the foot strong to extend. Now come on. Arms up, please. Go back to VIRABHADRASANA. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in, arms sideways. Exhale, feet together. Now look, I will correct the other group. This part should be doing TADASANA as far as possible when you lift your leg up. For example, when we do, we make it to sleep, and that's why we don't do it. Can you see now? So what I do, I lift this portion. So that's why I press this area, outer big toe, to the arch. Then I'm balancing there. If I shake here, I shake the pose. So I have to keep that in contact with the wood to stretch. Can you see it is coming up? Now I stretch. Did you understand how I roll it again? So that is very important. Take a deep inhalation, exhale, jump apart 4 feet, 4 to 4.5 feet. And then take your arms up. When you stretch your arm, you have to lift from the inner leg for the arms to go up. You can't just do the arms without using this part. Come on, from here, suck the skin up. The arms come straight. Now take the right foot in, left foot out. Now turning the left foot, you have to revolve the right hip to come in line to the inner leg of the left. So much you have to revolve the right. Come on, left goes straight, right goes straight, left goes on revolving. Now with an exhalation, bend your knee. When you bend, you have to move from the inner bottom leg forward, skin. You should not just flex, you have to move. Good. Now revolve the left hip a little more, look up. Now with an exhalation, rest your chest on your thigh. When I don't speak about the breathing, you have to do normal breathing at that time. Extend the middle finger, bone and the knuckles. Now with an exhalation, slowly come up. Suppose you lose the balance, you have to push this back. Bottom ankle back, top ankle forward. I'm talking top shin forward, bottom shin back. Then you can balance longer. Round the palms. Bottom shin back, top shin forward. Stretch. Revolve your hips. Right hip towards the ground, right hip towards the ground, left hip towards the ceiling. Go back to VIRABHADRASANA. Try again, once again. If you can do it, do it again. Come on. Now inner leg should be doing TADASANA straight. What is that muscle? Grip. Push this in. Then you get it. Now extend the arm forward, leg backward. Together. Together. As you stretch the right toe back, your middle finger and thumb should stretch forward. Go back to VIRABHADRASANA. Inhale, come up. Come to the front. Arms sideways. Exhale, feet together. Well done. So as long as the standing poses are not stable, firm, accurate, you will never know, even in back bends, how to adjust the leg and the spine. So that's why I am taking this example. Now do the pose yourself. Now take your arms up. Any side. First you do this side, then you do this side. Now bend. Now having done the back bends, you can observe that all his movements are here. This is completely forgotten. In Yoga Sutras you get, dull, scattered mind and concentrated mind. Now if you observe, this is a stable mind, this is a scattered mind, this is a dull mind in the body. So what I do is, I take this back and then I move this forward and
After moving that, I just separate the buttock and turn with the kneecap towards the ground by raising the heel a little up, so that you get the space to revolve the leg. After turning the knee in, he has to touch the heel to the ground. Now see, the movement is different. Tailbone goes in. Now rest your chest on your back. Now with an exhalation, come up. Now I will touch him in such a place where you know is the key. I just touch my toe and he gets the balance well. He can stabilize the pose. So that is known as, this part is the stabilizing part. If you observe carefully, he is good here, he is good here. But if you observe here, this is dropping. So he has to bring the groin nearer to the pubis. Then he has to lift this part. Can you see the difference it makes? Go on stretching, maximum don't stop. Still it goes up half inch. That's the pose. See, I'm controlling him. If I leave him, he starts shaking. Can you see now? Now I touch him again. Now he will get the stretch here also. Can you see? So this is known as key points or the source of action. You should know source of action on the other side too. See, continue. Not necessary. Now, if you observe, in order to get the pose, I keep my leg and I go on rolling. Can you see now? Then I say hit the shin, head of the shin backwards. Head of the shin back and revolve the buttocks separately. In order to revolve, he has to revolve the shoulders. Can you see this movement? Now, he stretches very well, but not here. So now can you see, because we cover the cloths, we don't know. So there, from here, like a Tadasana, stretch straight. That means everything goes forward. Can you see the differences now? See the movement. Come on, stretch. Now rest your chest on your thigh and come up. Now lifted leg is here alone. Now come up. So this is the bifurcating point. From here you stretch up to here. From here you stretch forward. So this is the divider. So in this divider, one stretch goes this way, one stretch goes that way. Then only this leg comes straight. Now see, he cannot. So I stamp the metatarsals, head of the metatarsal. Then he can hit the shin back. Come on. Push back heavily. Goes, shin bone down. Correct. Can you see the difference? Yes. So it takes another 6 months for him, if he does, to get that straight. Daily practicing. So they're doing back bends, that is neglected. In back bends you never stretch there. It's always bent. You know, as long as there is effort, effortful efforts means certain strain, certain demand from the body. When the effortless effort transforms itself into an effortless effort, from that day on, the joy and the pleasure of doing the poses sets in. And that is the time we say that the duality of fight and non-fight, aggressiveness and passivity disappears, and there is a balance between these two, and the poise sets into the system and one starts enjoying. The peace comes when the effortful effort ceases and becomes an effortless effort. And from that day on, yoga becomes a pleasure. You know, in the standing poses, the simplest is the VIRABHADRASANA too. And the complicated standing pose is PARIVRTTA PARSVAKONASANA. Because there are lots of rotations in this pose, which is very difficult to learn, even including me. Of course, I was doing very well, but after that accident, I lost a little grip. So that's why I get the problem. If I had no accident, I would have maintained the same action. First, I show you. I will show front and back so that you understand the movement of the frontal body as well as the back body.
This is quite opposite to this PARSVAKONASANA, where you are bending and placing the palm on the same side. Here it is completely a revolvement of the body. You have to bend your knee and then you have to bring the back of the arm on the opposite side. You have to touch it on the floor. You have to, in the beginning, we lift that heel up, which you can see. Then you have to go down to touch it on the floor. This is the pose. Now on the front to catch. Sometimes the most important thing in this pose is that after squaring the leg, when we take the hand like this, we raise the buttocks up. Can you see?
Yes.
So that is where the moment it goes up, you cannot rotate at all. So you have to go down more and more, and then you have to keep the hands. Do you understand? Or you want me to do again? Now, look at my hinges. When we do Tadasana, we go forward. From the heel to the knee yourself. You know, it's slanting. So this is not Tadasana. Now, without disturbing, how I go backwards. Can you see now? So unless and until you get that action, in PARSVAKONASANA, you cannot open this area, we close this area. That's why you have to learn. Whenever you do Tadasana, sometimes you hit back from heel to the bottom of your calf muscle without disturbing the position. You can see the front. My shins do not change at all. Now how I hit back, you can see. If you see my kneecap, the patella of the knee, can you see as if my knee, patella is into two parts? Can you see the cut here? And one day or the other, you have to get that middle cut. That means you have got a tremendous mobility in the knee. Did you see?
Yes.
Then the hinges are well placed, well extended. Now, all of you, take a deep inhalation. Exhale, jump about 5 feet up, a little more than 3 months. Now take the right foot out, left foot in. Then spread your leg a little more. Then with an exhalation, bend your knee. After bending, the big toe should not roll towards the little toe. The bent leg. Now with an exhalation, take the buttock bone down. Raise the pubis up, as I'm showing you, with the help of the hand, so that you can turn. Then place the back of the upper arm against the knee. Revolve the pubis. Then turn as much as you can. Then take the hand over the head. Then lift your heel of the left, extend the heel bone backwards for it to go down without moving the right knee backward. Inhale, come up. Take the right foot in, left foot out. Now, as you are bending, do not drop this leg, the right inner back of the leg. Lift, ascend to descend this. Ascend the rear leg to descend the front leg. Place your hand on your thighs. Exhale, revolve your pubis towards the outer leg. Then with an exhalation, turn the arms and place it on the floor. And take the arm over the head. Inhale, come up. Take the foot in. Exhale. Take this left out, left foot in. Bend your knee. When you bend